After the euphoria of the opening ceremony came the hard work, getting used to the conditions which may be very different to those left at home. The 1,000 wheelchair, 300 amputee, and 300 blind athletes all have different problems, but they all have one thing in common: a determination to overcome these difficulties and show the rest of the world that they can establish the self-respect and self-discipline needed to make the most of their physical disabilities. There are some remarkable records. A Pole, totally blind, has run 100 meters in 11.5 seconds, only 1.5 seconds outside the world record. An American paraplegic has lifted 562 pounds in a bench press, and a German with only one finger on his hand has thrown the 4-pound discus 131 feet. All events are the same as in the other Olympics, with only minor modifications to the rules. The athletes are classified by degree of disability and compete in their own classification. The normal track and field events are here, and in other areas we have basketball, archery, bowls, table tennis, fencing, snooker, weightlifting, volleyball, rifle shooting, and of course, swimming. Here is Ray with the mascot presented by one of his admirers, Karen, a pupil of Eastington Primary School in Stonehouse. One of the most important items to learn is how the electronic timing works. A split seconds can mean the difference between winning or losing.
Well, I think if the blocks are in when you start, they'll be on that together.
Of course, one does not always have an empty pool to swim in, and here we see the Great Britain team practicing. All 8 lanes of the pool are occupied with team members grimly determined to improve on their best times. Swimming is one of the best sports for all disabled people, as the support given by the water assists even the most disabled to use their remaining abilities to the full. Some of the swimmers are so proficient that their times would not disgrace the better club swimmer. But of course, swimming and athletics are not the only activities. Here we see the basketball team practicing in the gymnasium. Notice the skill that is shown in handling the wheelchairs, and they play with hardly any alterations to the rules as a concession to their disability. However, all things come to an end, and the great day arrives. At last, the skills so patiently learnt over the years are to be put to the test. Here we see the athletes and their coaches excitedly gathering in the main stadium for the field events. As we said earlier, all events are similar to those in the regular games. Let us watch a selection of these events. First, we will see the long jump. All these competitors are blind, and therefore no run-up is possible. This particular event is part of the pentathlon. Javelin for the blind. As in the long jump, no run-up is possible, so the discus throwing area is used. A javelin weighs around 5 pounds and is thrown from a standing position. Once more, we go to the long jump. Again for the blind, but this is the individual event.
Things like that.
Meanwhile, in the indoor arena, Great Britain and Israel are meeting in the volleyball final. All members of these teams are amputees, but that did not prevent them from having a tremendous tussle, which Israel eventually won. Over in the swimming pool, the pentathlon athletes are preparing for their swimming event. Today, all the training is put to the test. This is the race Ray Peart hopes to do well in, but only the race itself will decide. Ray is in lane 2 on the far side. Ray wins in a fast time of 1 minute 30.81 seconds. Returning to the main stadium, we find the high jump for amputees taking place. Wheelchair racing. Some of these wheelchairs are built and maintained like racing bikes.
We got one more coming. Israel, watch the wheelchair.
So we're really steaming in here now in this heat. That's it, keep them coming. Bring them right down to the end, that's it.
Back at the high jump, the bar is getting higher.
Next event of men, 400 javelin members to go to the area between the archery and the stadium.
Field events continue with the wheelchair javelin. Notice how the chair has to be tied down to absorb the violence of the throw. Meanwhile, the wheelchair racing is reaching its climax. The sprinters in these events can do the 60-meter dash in under 13 seconds. The women do almost as well with a world record of 14.4 seconds.
Chris is making a move, buddy. We're holding out, Carl.
Just outside the main stadium, archery is taking place. This section is called dartchery. The competitors shoot at a large dartboard and score points as in the ordinary game. There were 8 days of intense competition in 400 events with over 1,600 medals to be won and lost. Great Britain gained the second highest total of medals with 35 gold, 51 silver and 47 bronze, a total of 133, and far superior to the performance of their brothers and sisters in the other Olympics only days earlier.
Williams from the United States of America. Of the bronze medal, Mr. Vanderby of the Netherlands. Presenting the medal will be Mr. Winner of the silver medal, R. Stratton, Israel.
Unfortunately, all good things come to an end. Before we realized it, the competitors were finished, the medals presented, and the closing ceremony was upon us. This was as spectacular as the opening.
Ladies and gentlemen, an announcement. If there are any boys and girls who we are interested who may be interested in joining the fine organization, they should contact
In the end, medals didn't matter. It was the taking part that counted. The overcoming of physical disability, the dismissal of sometimes terrible handicaps to take part, the meeting and sharing experiences with other disabled people from all over the world, and the many friendships that resulted and still continue. These athletes have set a tremendous example, not only to their fellow disabled, but also to the rest of the world. Whether they are blind, paralyzed, or amputee, they have shown by their efforts and good humor that to be disabled is not the end, but merely a new beginning. At the closing ceremony, the athlete of the Games was announced as Canadian Arnold Bolt. On one leg, he jumped an unbelievable 6 foot 2 inches in the high jump, setting a new world record, and also gained a gold medal in the long jump with a leap of 9 foot 9 inches.
For the physically disabled, officially closed. And in doing so, I would call upon the disabled athletes of the world to gather again in 4 years hence.